Plaintiffs Jonathan Pittman and his wife Sally Webb Pittman say when Sally was 19, she gave birth to the defendant and was forced to give her up for adoption. Sally claims after years of searching, she found the defendant 4 years ago, and they tried to have a relationship. However, after an argument on Mother's Day, the defendant wrote Sally off, and she's suing her today for a loan. Defendants Julie Pendarvis and her fiancé Kenneth Need say Julie was raised by a good family and never had a desire to find her birth mother. So when Sally called her out of the blue, it was the most shocking day of her life. Julie insists the money from Sally was a gift.
Start with you all.
Well, Julie is my biological daughter. I had her when I was 19 years old, and I had to put her up for adoption because I wasn't ready to have a child, and her father was not interested in having children. So I put her up for adoption, and a few years later, I started looking for her. And so I started looking for her, and I found her 4 years ago.
How?
I was on a search on the registry trying to find adoptive children, birth parents, and it was a retired Chicago police officer who does it for a hobby. And he talked to me on the internet, and he knew a lot, and so I talked to him on the phone, and in turn found Julie, and I called her.
How old was she?
Well, that was 4 years ago. She just turned 35, July 2nd.
Took you some 30 years to find her.
Over that, yes.
All right, and when you called her, how did that go?
Well, she left work and had her friend bring her to our apartment at the time. And we did very well at first, I thought. And a couple of months later, it was Mother's Day, and we got into an argument because I was upset I didn't get a Mother's Day card or a call on Mother's Day. I mean, it'd been our first Mother's Day. So we had an argument about it, and then she decided she didn't want anything to do with me, and she wrote me a letter that is on my evidence about how she never wanted to ever have contact with me ever again.
Did she get a card for the mother that raised her, the one that did all the heavy lifting?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. I didn't ask her.
Did you?
I did.
So, you know.
You know what?
That's fine. I just thought I was going to get one too.
Okay. Never dawned on you that she didn't look at you in that manner?
Well, no, Your Honor, because I had been taking her shopping. We were getting our nails done together. We're talking on the phone, texting, all that kind of thing.
Over the course of how long?
Maybe 2 months.
Ma'am, why you didn't get a Mother's Day card?
It just didn't dawn on me at the time. I didn't mean to hurt her feelings. It just
Didn't have her in the motherly
it just didn't come to
picture.
Didn't come to mind to go out and do that. And I did Mother's Day with my mother like I normally did, and I didn't mean to hurt anyone's feelings.
All right. What else you want to tell me about the relationship with your daughter?
Well, after the letter, I don't know if you want to see it or not.
Sure, let me see it, please.
I still was sending her cards. Birthday, Christmas. So she wrote me this letter.
Did you reconcile after that?
Well, I got a text message from her January 1, 2014.
When I told you to leave me alone, I meant for good. This means no phone calls, no texts, no contacting, and no having Craig call, just no communication. All right. Ma'am?
We met in 2010. I was 30 years old. She called me at work for the first time. I answered a page. I thought it was a customer. I just answered like I normally would, and there's a woman on the other end saying she's my birth mother and having all this information. And it was probably the most shocking day of my entire life. I said, I gotta go. I took her number. I said, I'm gonna have to call you after I take all this in. Called her a few minutes later. I did meet her that day. I'd never searched for her. I did not ever have a desire to find my biological parents. I was raised in a very good home. My family was my family. I never felt like I had a missing link.
Isn't it the policy that once you give a child up for adoption, you're not supposed to track them down for communication? Maybe I'm wrong. I thought that was the policy. That's not the policy?
That's not the policy, no.
I was adopted in the state of Missouri, and adoptions at that time were all closed.
My adoption's closed too, Your Honor.
I mean, you're not supposed to find out.
Correct.
All right. You seem to be all right.
I'm fine.
You've adjusted to what occurred.
I have.
Loan. Why does she owe you for the loan, ma'am?
Well, Your Honor, in May of this year, she and Kenny came to our house and wanted a $4,000 loan to be repaid within 2 weeks. And we had every intention that that would be paid back, and I have yet to see a penny. Nothing.
How was she going to pay in 2 weeks?
They were working on a car in their business, and I had seen it at their shop, and the payoff was going to be $3,800.
And we're going to sell the car, or what are you saying? Payoff.
He was going to. He was working on a custom car for a customer, and the payday would be in 2 weeks, $3,800.
Okay.
And that money was to come to me, and then work out the rest of the repayment.
Gotcha. Did she get a card for the mother that raised her, the one that did all the heavy lifting?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. I didn't ask her.
Did you?
I did.
So, you know,
You know what?
that's fine. I just thought I was going to get one too.
Plaintiffs Jonathan Pittman and his wife Sally Webb Pittman are suing Sally's biological daughter, whom she gave up for adoption when Sally was just 19 years old.
Sir, ma'am?
We don't owe her $4,000. She gave us the money. She said she wanted to help us get a second vehicle. She wrote a check.
How'd that come about?
She knew our situation, that we'd had some financial difficulties. Our business was off and on. We actually were not at her house. They were at our house, and it was just casual conversation, talking about having one car. The car that Kenny used to have was up for sale by his friend that he sold it to 2 years ago. And we were just thinking it would be nice if we could get a hold of that car. We did have a job that Kenny was working on, and we were hoping that when that came about, we'd be able to purchase it if it was still for sale.
All right. When she asked you for the money, what did you tell her?
I did not ask her for the money.
No, when she asked you to return her money.
There was never a repayment plan. We never talked about repayment. She wanted to help us out. It was a gift.
So she's never asked you for the money back.
Well, she did.
When she asked for her money back, what did you tell her?
It was about 3 or 4 weeks after she gave us the money, and I told her, I never said I would not pay her back after that. I had intentions on paying her back. If she wanted to get paid back, I wanted a relationship with her.
So you intended to pay her back, as you just said. You wanted to pay her back, as you just said, but now you're saying it was a gift. I'm confused.
4 days after she gave me the money, she was telling me I should get on food stamps. I was actually pawning some jewelry to buy groceries, and she was telling me that I should get on food stamps to help get on my feet.
That's a horrible thing, but you told her you'd pay her back. And you said you wanted to pay her back. And you said, I'm going to try and pay you back. That's what you
I
just
said
told
it's
me.
going to be slow. We're definitely having problems. And
But you don't pay people back gifts. You say, Mom, this was a gift. What do you mean pay you back? You don't say, I'll pay you back, I'll try to pay you back, I intend to pay you back.
well, she started planning a trip to the Bahamas and wanted the money back for that.
Once again, you would say, Mom, good luck on your trip, but I don't owe you, I don't intend to pay you back, and I'm not going to pay you back. Instead, you said, I'll pay you back, I'm going to try and pay you back, and I'm working on paying you back.
Your Honor,
Yeah?
we actually did try to make a payment of $250.
$250.
She told us to keep the money, to use it to get on our feet.
She
get
did
things-
not want the money. She wanted to help us, and it was.
You all have changed your story. You contradicted yourselves, and so I can't, I must grant her judgment. Judgment for the plaintiff. Good luck to you all.
Thank you. All right. This is the second time that I've been totally hurt, disappointed, lied to, and so a lot of things are going to have to change before I'll ever have a relationship with my daughter.
I want her to leave me alone for good. I do not ever want to hear from Sally again.
I can make that happen. Easy.
Great.